Hi everyone, hope all are doing great. Today's our topic is Introduction to UML. UML stands for Unified Modeling Language. It is a pictorial language. It is not a programming language, it is a pictorial language. Everything here will be in the form of graphical notations with some relationships. Let us start. Introduction to UML. UML stands for Unified Modeling Language. UML is a standard language for specifying, visualizing, constructing, and documenting the artifacts. Artifacts means objects, nothing but objects of software systems. UML was created by Object Management Group, and UML 1.0 specification draft was proposed to the OMG in January 1997. It was initially started to capture the behavior of complex software and non-software systems, and now it has become the OMG standard. Okay, UML stands for Unified Modeling Language. It was created by Object Management Group in the year 1997 January. Now it has become the OMG standard. What are the prerequisites required to learn UML? No specific skill is required as a prerequisite to understand. The people must be enthusiastic to acquire the knowledge of UML. Okay, the people must be courageous, interested to learn this language. It is easy to understand and learn. UML is different from other common programming languages such as C++, Java, COBOL, etc. UML is a pictorial language used to make software blueprints. Okay, UML is used to make the blueprints of software. UML can be described as a general purpose visual modeling language to visualize, specify, construct, and document software system. Although UML is generally used to model software system, it is not limited within this boundary. It is also used to model the non-software system as well. UML is used in both software systems and non-software systems. UML is not a programming language, but tools can be used to generate code in various languages using UML diagrams. UML has a direct relationship with object-oriented analysis and design. After some standardization, UML has become an OMG standard. Using some specific tools, UML diagrams can be converted into code. UML diagrams can be generated into code using some specific tools. Goals of UML. A picture is worth 1,000 words. This absolutely fits describing UML. Object-oriented concepts were introduced much earlier than UML. At that point of time, there was no standard methodology to organize and consolidate the object-oriented development. It was then UML came into picture. Okay, it is easy to understand a picture when compared to any code. So a picture is worth than 1,000 words. There are a number of goals for developing UML, but the most important is to define some general purpose modeling languages, which all modelers can use, and it also needs to be made simple to understand and use. UML is a very simple language to understand and use. UML diagrams are not only made for developers but also for business users, common people, and anybody interested to understand the system. Okay, UML diagrams are not only made for developers but also for business users, common people, and anybody interested to understand the system. The system can be software or non-software system. Thus, it is clear that UML is not a development method, rather than it accomplished with process to make it successful system. In conclusion, the goal of UML can be defined as a simple modeling mechanism to model all the possible practical systems in today's complex environment. Conceptual model of UML. What is conceptual model of UML? To understand the conceptual model of UML, first we need to clarify what is an conceptual model. Why a conceptual model is required? A conceptual model can be defined as a model which made of concepts and their relationship. Okay, conceptual model is defined as a model which is made of concepts and their relationship. Conceptual model is the first step before drawing a UML diagram. It helps us to understand the entities in the real world and how they are interact with each other. Okay, conceptual models help us to understand the entities in the real world and how they interact with each other. What is the meaning of interaction? How they communicate with each other. Entities are nothing but objects. As UML describes the real-time system, it is very important to make a conceptual model and then proceed gradually. The conceptual model of UML can be mastered by learning the following three major elements. What are the three major elements of conceptual model? UML building blocks, rules to connect the building blocks, common mechanism of UML. Object-oriented concepts. UML can be described as the successor of object-oriented analysis and design. OOAD. OOAD stands for Object-Oriented Analysis and Design. An object contains both data and methods that controls the data. The data represents the state of the object. Okay, object contains both data and methods. The data represents the state of the object. The class describes an object that they also form a hierarchy to model the real world system. Hierarchy means what? Sequence. The hierarchy is represented as inheritance, and the classes can also be associated in different ways as per the requirements. Okay, the hierarchy represents what? Inheritance. And the classes can also be associated in different ways as per the requirement. Objects are real-world entities that exist around us, and the basic concepts such as abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, all can be represented using UML. UML is powerful enough to represent all the concepts that exist in the object-oriented analysis and design. UML diagrams are represented of UML diagrams are the representation of object-oriented concepts. Thus, before learning UML, it is important to know about object-oriented concepts in details. What is a class? Class is a blueprint of an object. What is object? Object represents the real-world entity. Okay, suppose we are drawing suppose we are designing or planning the construction, planning any construction of a building. So we are drawing it on a paper, piece of a paper. So that is known as blueprint. Okay, class is the blueprint of an object. When we construct that building, then that construction is known as object. So the planning is the blueprint and the construction of real entity is known as object. What is abstraction? Abstraction is showing the necessary things to the end user. Okay, hiding the important and secure things from the end user, which is not required for the end user. What is encapsulation? Encapsulation is a mechanism of binding the data together. Okay, encapsulation is used to bind the data together. What is inheritance? Inheritance means deriving a new class from existing class. Parent class and child class. Child class can use all the properties and methods of parent class. So parent class is also known as base class, superclass. Child class is also known as subclass or derived class. Polymorphism. Polymorphism means many forms of a single object. OO analysis and design. Object-oriented analysis and design. OO can be defined as an investigation, and to be more specific, if it is the investigation of objects. Design means collaboration of identified objects. Thus, it is very important to understand the object-oriented analysis and design concept. The most important purpose of OOAD is to identify the objects of a system to be designed. This analysis is also done for an existing system. Now, an efficient analysis is only possible when we are able to start thinking in a way where objects can be identified. After identifying the object, the relationships are identified. Finally, the design is produced. Okay, first we need to identify the objects, then relationships, then design is produced. The purpose of OO analysis and design can be described as identifying the objects of the system, identifying their relationships, making a design which can be converted to executable using OO language. The design can be converted into executable using object-oriented language. There are three basic steps where OO concepts are applied and implemented. The steps can be defined as OO analysis, OO design, OO implementation using OO language. Okay, first one is analysis, design, and implementation. They are the three basic steps of object-oriented concepts. OO stands for object-oriented. Object-oriented analysis, object-oriented design, object-oriented implementation using object-oriented languages. The above 3 points can be described in detail as during OO analysis, the most important purpose is to identify the objects and describe them in a proper way. If these objects are identified efficiently, then the next job is to design is easy. The next job is design is easy. The objects should be identified with their responsibilities. Responsibilities are the functions performed by the objects. What are responsibilities? Responsibilities are the functions performed by the object. Each and every object has some type of responsibility to be performed. When these responsibilities are collaborated, the purpose of the system is fulfilled. The second phase of OO design. During this phase, emphasis is placed on the requirements and the fulfillments. In these states, objects are collaborated according to the intended association. After the association is complete, the design is also complete. The third phase is implementation. In this phase, the design is implemented using OO languages such as Java, C++, etc. Object-oriented languages. The building blocks of UML can be defined as things, relationships, and diagrams. What are the building blocks of UML? Things, relationships, diagrams. Things are the most important building blocks of UML. Things can be structural, behavioral, grouping, annotationals. Things are the most important building blocks of UML. Things can be structural, behavioral, grouping, annotation. Structural things are defined as static part of the model. They represent the physical and conceptual elements. Structural things include class, interface, collaboration, use case, component, node. Structural things include what? Class, interface, collaboration, use case, component, node. What is class? Class represents a set of objects having similar responsibilities. This is the class name, attributes, operation. Attributes can be variables, properties, fields. Operations can be functions or methods. What is interface? Interface defines a set of operations which specify the responsibility of a class. Interface defines the set of operations which specify the responsibility of a class. Collaboration. Collaboration defines an interaction between elements. This is the symbol of collaboration. Collaboration defines an interaction between the elements. Use case. Use case represents a set of actions performed by a system for a specific goal. This is the symbol of use case. It is ellipse shape. Here we can write the use case name. Component. Component describes the physical part of the system. Okay, components describes this physical part of the system. Here we can write the component name. If any additional information is required, we can write below the component name. Node can be defined as a physical element that exists at runtime. Okay, node will be existing at runtime. Behavioral things can consist of dynamic part of UML model. Behavioral thing consists of dynamic part of UML model. Following are the behavioral things: interaction and state machine. There are two behavioral things: interaction and state machine. What is interaction? Interaction is defined as a behavioral that consists of group of messages exchanged among elements to accomplish a specific task. Okay, interaction is defined as a behavior that consists of group of messages exchanged among elements to accomplish a specific task. This is the symbol of interaction. Line with a solid arrow. It is known as solid arrow or filled arrow. Interaction is mainly used for exchanging of messages among the elements to perform a specific task. State machine is useful when the state of the object in its life cycle is important. Okay, state machine is used when the state of the object in its life cycle is important. It defines a sequence of states of an object. State machine defines a sequence of states of an object goes through in response to events. Events are external factors responsible for state change. Okay, events are the external factors which are responsible for state change. So this is the symbol of state. The edges are, it is curved. Edges are not sharp, edges are curved. This is the symbol of state machine. Grouping things. Grouping things can be defined as a mechanism to group elements of a UML model together. There are only one grouping thing available: packages. Okay, there is only one grouping thing available, which is packages. Packages is the only one grouping thing available for gathering structural and behavioral things. So this is the symbol for packages. Annotations. Annotational thing can be defined as a mechanism to capture remark, descriptions, and comment of UML model. Annotations are mainly used to comment. Okay, it is the only one annotational thing available. A note is used to render comments, constraints, etc. for an UML elements. See, this is the symbol of annotations. Note. Whatever the comments are there, we can write inside the note. Then relationships. Relationship is another most important building block of UML. It shows how elements are associated with each other. Relationship shows how elements are associated with each other, and this association describes the functionality of an application. And this association will describe the functionality of associations. There are 4 kinds of relationships available in UML: dependency, association, generalization, realization. How many kinds of relationships are available? There are 4 kinds of relationships are available. What are they? Dependency, association, generalization, realization. What is dependency? Dependency is a relationship between two things in which change in one state also affects the other state. Okay. Dependency is a relationship between two things. Change in one thing will affect the other thing. Okay. If you make the change in one thing, the other thing will be also affected. What is association? Association is basically a set of links that connects the elements of UML. Association is a set of links that connects the UML elements. It also describes how many objects are taking part in that relationship. Okay, association will describe how many objects are taking part in that relationship. So this is the symbol of association: dashed lines with double side, filled arrow, or solid arrow. What is generalization? Generalization can be defined as a relationship which connects a specified element with a generalized element. It basically describes the inheritance relationship in the world of objects. Okay, generalization is basically used for describing or defining the interface. So this is the symbol of generalization. It is a line with a empty arrow. This arrow is empty. Straight line with empty arrow. This is a symbol for generalization. Then realization. Realization can be defined as a relationship in which two elements are connected. Okay, relationship between the two elements. One element will describe some responsibility which is not implemented, and the other element will implement them. Okay, it is a relationship between two elements. One element will specify the some responsibility and the other element will implement it. This relationship exists in case of interfaces. Okay, realization relationship exists in case of interface. Hope you understood the concept of basics concept of UML, friends. Thanks for watching video. Please do like, share and subscribe. Have a great day.